I read over 40 books on money and finance about investing. I've covered many topics from the basics of budgeting to more modern subjects like investing strategy and cryptocurrency. Initially, everything seemed fresh and unfamiliar, but as I delved deeper, I started noticing common themes and connections among the things I was learning and discovered they all say the same three things. I like to call them lessons. Let's start with lesson number 1. Money is like a game. If you were raised in a typical family, money might not have been a topic of conversation. It wasn't necessarily off limits, but it just didn't come up in everyday talks. It's interesting how society looks up to wealthy people while also criticizing the process of making money, saying things like money is the root of all evil or that those who care about money are selfish and greedy. Growing up with these conflicting views on money leaves many of us wishing we had more of it, but also feeling awkward and guilty discussing it with others, whether it's friends, family, or strangers. So, a lot of us stay silent, afraid of asking questions and appearing foolish or being judged as greedy capitalists obsessed with getting rich. This mindset often holds us back from achieving financial success. However, there's an intriguing observation. Those who excel at making money are the ones who view it as neither good nor bad, but simply as a game. We all have to play this game because money is essential to survive in the world. We can't opt out of it. What we can decide though is how we will play the game. Many people from traditional families tend to take a losing approach by avoiding the subject altogether or complaining that the game is rigged, which stops them from even trying. Life isn't always fair, I agree. Some people are born with better opportunities, while others start with a rough hand. But the thing is, you can't change your starting hand, but you can control how you play it. And to play well, you need to understand the rules and execute your strategy. That brings me to another lesson I learned from reading those 40 money books. Before you can think about winning the money game, you've got to know the rules of money. Many people hold themselves back because they believe money is too complicated. And honestly, it's not your fault if you think that way. The financial industry likes to make things seem overwhelming and confusing, so they can benefit from your confusion. Follow the money and you will see who gains the most from your financial insecurities. Stockbrokers, financial advisors, and banks. They take your money, give you measly interest rates on savings, and then invest it in safer things that earn them more money. It might seem unfair, but they're playing by rules. Rules you can also use to your advantage if you understand them better. Here's the important part. Understanding money is not as complex as it seems. People just make it seem that way to profit from your lack of knowledge. So take a moment to let that sink in. Then feel frustrated about it if you need to, but make a choice to turn things around by committing to learning about money rules. There are many rules we could discuss, but let's focus on 3 essential ones for now. Master this and you will be on the right track. Firstly, money tends to favor those who pay it the most attention. My financial situation started improving rapidly when I began following 2 practices. First, I created a budget, which might not sound exciting, but it's crucial because it acts as a game plan, guiding your financial decisions. Without a budget, you're essentially navigating blindly. The second practice is a daily financial review. Now, this one is interesting because from my experience, people who don't have a lot of money often wonder what wealthy people do or don't do with their money. I recently watched a video where a guy shared tips on becoming rich on a low salary. He had good intentions, but he was completely off the mark. He said, "Do you think wealthy people meticulously record every little expense, like buying 2 chicken pot pie sandwiches for $10.51 on June 23rd in Excel spreadsheets?" Well, not exactly like that, but surprisingly, many of them do. I've been doing this daily expense tracking for the past 10 years, and it has been helpful. You know, if we treat money like a game, then the amount in your bank account becomes your score. And think about it, in any game you always know your score, right? It's essential information that shows you how well you're doing. It helps you figure out if your game plan is working or if you need to change tactics. From what I've seen, the people who are most financially secure are the ones who keep a close eye on their money situation. So, my first piece of advice for anyone seeking financial guidance is simply to start tracking your money and spending habits every single day. If you make it a habit for the next year, you'll be surprised at how much your score improves. The truth is, money tends to favor those who pay the most attention. Lesson number 2. People who hoard money usually don't become wealthy. Now, this might sound crazy, but in my experience, a simple way to figure out how well someone handles money is by listening how they talk about it. If they see money as something scarce and difficult to obtain, they're probably struggling financially. On the other hand, if they view money as something abundant, easy to acquire with the right strategies and skills, they're likely doing well financially. You might think this difference is insignificant, but it's actually quite significant. When you believe money is limited, you'll start seeing everyone else as your competition, fearing they will take what's rightfully yours. So you end up holding onto your money, time, and resources tightly. But the truth is, there's plenty of money for everyone. We can all achieve wealth. Here's something you might not have considered. Money only holds value in the presence of other people. If you were alone in the wilderness, money wouldn't mean anything. However, in the real world, money becomes a way to exchange goods and services, a store of value, and a way to measure worth. It's pretty handy, right? So the lesson here is that it's tough to win the money game if you see everyone else as your enemy. In my experience, the wealthiest individuals are often the most generous and willing to share their time, knowledge, and resources. For instance, why am I making this video right now? Well, there are many reasons, but part of it is that I believe there's a chance you can use this information to create something amazing and win your own money game. Maybe in the future you will come to me with a fantastic opportunity to collaborate on a cool project, and boom, we'll both be playing the money game at a higher level. On the flip side, if you see others as potential partners with whom you can work together to create something greater and more significant, there's no limit to the amount of money you can accumulate. Instead of considering others as competitors, view them as potential allies to collectively build something bigger and better. Now, here comes the third money rule I want to share with you. These rules aren't the only ones, and they might not be the most crucial, but they aren't very obvious to most people, and they have worked exceptionally well for me, so I hope they can benefit you in the same way. Lesson number 3. Money can only be used in 3 ways: spending, saving, or investing. It may seem obvious, but many people don't fully grasp this fundamental truth about money. Unfortunately, some folks struggle with their finances because they either spend too much, save excessively, or make poor investment choices. Spending too much and investing in the wrong things are clearly not wise moves in the money game. However, you might be surprised to discover that saving too much can also be problematic. While saving money might seem like a smart strategy, it has its downsides due to inflation. Inflation is the reason why saving alone won't lead to massive wealth. Over time, things become more expensive and the purchasing power of your money diminishes. So in reality, saving is akin to spending because you're essentially paying for the security of keeping your money accessible. So, when we simplify the options, we're left with 2 choices: spending or investing. Now, the path to winning the money game becomes clear. Wealth isn't achieved by excessive spending, but neither can you just save your way to financial success. Instead, investing your money wisely is the key to reaching your financial goals. There are many ways people approach the journey to financial success, and no single method fits everyone. Each successful person like Warren Buffett, Jeff Bezos, or Elon Musk found their own unique path to wealth. What worked for them might not work for you, as we all have different circumstances, goals, and desires. It's essential to remember that what they share as their success strategy might be excellent for some, but not necessarily for you. We all have our distinct situations, and some strategies might be more suited for one person than another. So, try not to compare yourself too much with others and beat yourself up if their approach doesn't match your results. However, after reading numerous books and talking to successful individuals, I've noticed patterns in wealth creation strategies. Some methods seem to have higher chances of success than others, so it could be worthwhile to focus on learning these strategies that have proven to work for many. Specifically, the one that stands out from my experience and the lives of successful people I know is that they create a cash-generating machine and then invest the profits into cash-generating assets. This is what led me to my personal approach to investing, which involves starting a business and investing in real estate. First, if you create the right business with the proper support, your earning potential becomes limitless. Then, if you take the money earned and invest it in valuable physical assets like real estate, which tend to increase in value over time and provide regular income, you can improve your financial situation significantly, taking advantage of tax benefits. Alright folks, these are just 3 valuable lessons I've gathered from reading 40 books on money. Of course, there are many more lessons out there, but if you approach money as a game, learn the rules, and master the strategies, you will position yourself for success. Thanks for watching the video, I sincerely appreciate your presence here. Can't wait to connect with you in the next video. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Until then, stay focused on your goals, my friend. See you in the next one.